Hey, what's up? It's time for more One Piece. This is episode 728, 729, and 730. This is the shortest, space between episode watchings over these, last week and a half, 2 weeks. I've been recording One Piece videos so frequently. I think it was 2 days ago, excuse me, that I recorded, the previous video, maybe, and now I'm recording this video. Sorry, I'm already hiccuping and stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this because last video was, it was one of my favorite moments in ages, in a long time, and that was Luffy going into 4th gear. That was to me peak of One Piece hype. You know, that made me feel the same way that 2nd gear made me feel originally. That made me feel the same way as Luffy punching the celestial dragon, you know, in the gut. That sort of hype. I don't get that sort of hype that often, but oh, I felt it. I felt it in here. It was so good. So yeah, we're doing that. We're still doing the Doflamingo fight. Doflamingo had an awakening, so we can turn things into strings now, and Luffy's in 4th gear, and Doflamingo also, I think, realized, hey, this 4th gear thing, I can tell you're not going to be able to last in it very long. You're using a lot of haki, and you're using your own, I imagine he's using the same techniques he used for 2nd gear and stuff as well. So it's this is definitely a limited time thing. This is a small power up, and if I can just fuck with you until it runs out, then you're dead. So looks like he's doing that, and at the same time, Zoro is trying to stop the cage, the bird cage, from coming in. Was there anything else? I think those were the main things. So yeah, anyway, let's just jump into these episodes. Make sure to support the video, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account, because on my Patreon account, by the time you're watching this on YouTube, it's pretty much definitely finished Dressrosa on my Patreon account. So you should go check out my Patreon account. You can get into the next arc already, and we can have a lot of good times. You get the full-length versions of those reactions, and you also just get to support me, and you get so much content from my main channel as well. So it's you're not just paying for the One Piece videos, you're paying for literally over 1,000 videos. So you should absolutely go check that out. You can also go to my the YouTube membership down below and join it. And if you do that, you get 1 week early on edited videos, which I feel since we've been posting a few more videos lately on this channel, the YouTube members are getting, you know, even more videos early. So it's they're getting more than their money's worth for, you know, what I'm providing. So it's pretty good. It's pretty worth it. Go check that out. Anyway, let's jump into One Piece. This is episode 728. One Piece. Woo! Okay, recap Rubik's. If you're new to this channel, this is a Rubik's Cube that I do while the recap is going on, and the goal is to beat the recap. Here we go. Alright, that's the cube complete. Alright, this episode is going to be called the Ultimate Fight, Zoro vs. the Birdcage. That was a really long recap, by the way. Oh my gosh. He will. Believe in him. Put your power in him. Oh, that's all this inside's repairing. How much can string really solve it, you know? Is it still permanent damage, just being held together now? Yeah, man. Check his middle name. He's Tenacious D. Tenacious D Luffy. Oh! I don't know what... Yeah, I think Doflamingo's got to have the upper hand in this bit of the fight. I mean, he's holding his own still, though. Oh. Oh my god. I mean, Luffy's got some real mobility. Look at that. That's so sick. That's so cool. Doflamingo's going back and forth between being cocky and frustrated. Oh! Cool, man. Cool. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's using his head to launch? That's so cool. It's like a cannonball. That's fucking awesome. I like that this battle is very fast-paced. Like, things are constantly happening. They're not like stopping to talk about stuff or stopping to let each other recover. Oh my god. At least they're doing new sequences for each of these dodging bits. Oh. Oh, sick. Leo Bazooka. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Even if you didn't end up taking down Doflamingo now, you'd be giving him nightmares for the rest of his life. What are you looking at? You can't see anything. He has the upper hand, but was that the final blow? I don't know. It could have been. I have to see the body. Oh, that's a satisfying crater. Oh. He looks pretty knocked out. Oh. Theoretically though, if he gets knocked out, doesn't the birdcage go down? Isn't it like you can't keep your devil fruit active unless you're conscious? But I feel like that's not gonna happen because Zoro soon was going to stop it, you know? It's Lucy, alright? His fame's going up, baby. Yeah, he's bulked up. Let's just say that. Yeah, look at my straw hat. I'm nervous about Doflamingo's body just being there and unknown quantity. Or an unknown quality. The strings are shaking in the background? They're not anymore. They were in one of the shots. Is it collapsing? Oh, this is sad music. Is it actually bad? It's still fucking going. Is he just pretending to be knocked out? Because I think they established it as a basic rule of devil's fruits, right? With sugar. Yeah. Is awake? Not dead yet. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely if they die, it's gonna stop. Oh, man. Yeah, I think he's probably just conscious, just woozy. Oh, no, he's running out of steam. Oh, man. It seems like Doflamingo's gonna be ready for it. Oh, no, he's out. He's out of steam. Too much haki. He's deflating. Oh. He used it too much. Uh-oh. Jesus. What's he gonna do? Shit! If there's like a wild card that I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with, it's him. Where's Sabo? Oh no. Oh my god. Might have killed a couple people there. Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah. Good job, random lady. It's probably hard after Doflamingo betrayed them. Yeah, like Doflamingo seems nice to everyone. And it looks like he saves the country. So I understand them being hesitant. That's true. If there's someone to put your trust into, it's Riku. Oh, shit. Shit, man. Stop destroying this city. This poor city's already fucked enough. These people are gonna be living in a wasteland. Oh, that smile. Oh. No. Shit, man. Oh, great episode. I mean, it's satisfying that, like, Luffy basically beats Doflamingo, but at the same time, like, Doflamingo's right. He's on a time limit. He can't do that forever. And all he really needed to do was stay conscious for that little bit of extra time. And Luffy is now out of power. Doflamingo's awake. And I don't even know if Doflamingo's going to do anything to actively attack Luffy or anything. Really, all he needs to do is just stay conscious while his birdcage closes in. So he's now got the easiest job in the world. Just wait until the birdcage closes in enough to kill to kill everyone. So also we got another wild cut. I mean, Jesus Burgess was always there and continuously watching, but now he's like actually doing something, because I mean, he said he wants to kill Luffy and rob the gum fruit. Which is fucking dangerous, and I mean, makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, you know, Luffy is I truly think Luffy's a very unique person, where I think, like, there's not many other people in the world who could make the gum fruit as useful as Luffy does. Because, like, who the fuck's gonna think of stuff like fourth gear, you know, like the way that works, especially since it's so silly. It's such a silly idea, but Luffy does it like 100% seriously, you know? Like, he kind of doesn't care how silly it seems. So he's not joking around. Like, I could see other people coming up with like a fourth gear type implementation of of the gum fruit, but I don't think many of them would actually do it, you know, because they would be like, no, I need to actually be intimidating and powerful and all of that. But Luffy's intimidating and powerful because he does away with any preconceived notions of like what looks cool. He just knows what he thinks is cool, and what he thinks is cool is like being able to do whatever you want, and strength and freedom, right? Those are the things that he finds cool. So like whatever's going to help him achieve that is going to, like, he's going to do. So, like, I just don't think many people could come up with stuff with the moves that Luffy could. I'm not gonna say no one else, because I think we've come across in this world a lot of unique people with unique powers who are using them in clever ways. And excuse me while I scratch my back. But like, who use them in really clever ways. So I don't think it's like out of the ordinary, or out of the question necessarily, that someone else could have creativity that could elevate the gum fruit to a high level. But Luffy specifically, it's like, it's a match made in heaven between him and his fruit. But I mean, in the same way, I do think that that Doflamingo is the same with his fruit, you know? Like, I don't know how many people could use Doflamingo's fruit in the way that Doflamingo wants to use it. Like, if Luffy and Doflamingo swapped fruits, I imagine Luffy would not be that strong. I think he'd still be strong, but he wouldn't be that, you know, like that much, like he wouldn't be more effective than Doflamingo, I don't think. And he'd probably be using it, if I had to guess, in like sillier ways. You know, like maybe he'd be more like slingshotty. He'd be like using the strings to like flick things at people and fling himself towards people and stuff. I could see him doing that instead of using the strings for their power. But if Doflamingo had the gum fruit, I think he'd be using it in more fucked up ways. Like he'd be like stretching his arm out and around people's necks and choking them out with it. Or he'd be like, you know, they have different ways that they'd approach using these powers. But I think both of them would be weaker because of it. But like the versatility of the strings and how sort of fucked up you can be with it is something that Doflamingo can take full advantage of. I mean, the fact that it's like supposed to be like you can control people like puppets. Most people, Luffy is not gonna do that. If Luffy had that fruit, he's not going to control people like puppets. I say that, but he did once use his fruit as like a robot. What was that one that was like Gum Robot or whatever, where he like wrapped his arms around someone and made them fight for him? But hang on, was that in G6? I think that might have been in G6. And if so, then that's not canon. So I can't even use that as like a what his character would do, because I think the only time that was used was in filler. But yeah, anyway, so I just think it's interesting thinking about like what different people would do with different fruits. I mean, we're gonna see it now with like the way Sabo uses a flare fruit compared to the way Ace uses it. Although Ace and Sabo are very similar, so I feel like they're gonna use it in very similar ways anyway. I mean, they already have been. Anyway, I also really loved that. I mean, all of the fourth gear moves are amazing. I really loved the one where his head springs back into itself and like becomes a cannon that he launches out. That's like, again, so silly, but so fucking cool. Because they play it perfectly straight, it works really, really well to me. And that's when One Piece is at its best to me. When it's like, it's ridiculous when you stand back and think about it, or when you like look at it out of context. But in the context of the show, it is incredibly hype. That's what I really, really love. Because it's hard to strike that balance, but they can do it perfectly sometimes. All right, let's move on to the next episode. This is episode 729 of One Piece. Here we go. Hey, let's go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go.
ドレスフラミンゴの計略によって島ごとがドフラミンゴはその全ての命を奪おう最終局面に
And that's the cube complete. I'm gonna try to do the second cube because the recaps have been long lately. And just in time, I completed the second cube. That's a 2-cube cap. This episode is gonna be called the final bout, Doflamingo versus Zoro. Wouldn't that be crazy if Zoro like finished off Doflamingo? I kind of want that to happen at some point. Instead of Luffy always getting the final boss, like Luffy can do most of the fight. Just have Zoro do the finishing blow, cut off his head. Man, so he's gonna have Doflamingo coming after him and Jesus. Just repairing himself a little bit. Oh, he's real fucked. Yeah. Oh, oh, nice. The gladiator announcer. don't think he can still fight right now, dude. Look at him. I mean, he used a lot of power. He definitely wants to fight. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long time in anime time. Wow, really? That's confidence. Gotta delay for 10 minutes. How do you do that? Who can do that? I wouldn't be so confident, loser. You just got destroyed. Yeah, but you can heal yourself and he can't. It's pretty bullshit. You've just had a long rest. And Luffy can't even have a short rest. Here he comes. Maybe we can somehow get Jesus to fight Doflamingo for 10 minutes, you know? Feels like that'd be a pretty even fight, I would think. Who are you talking to? Oh, all the gladiators? Okay. That's really nice, but I don't believe you. Yeah, all the losers. Yeah. That's cool. All they need to do is delay him. They don't need to beat him, just delay him. Definitely is annoyed that people were just standing in his way. What if he just jumps over you, you know? It's nice that this guy's helping. Oda is good at, in this arc, finding a way for every small character to have a role. Oh shit! Here he is! Oh my god. Jeez, he's going right for the kill? Sabo! Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Sabo, actually, can you go deal with Doflamingo?
Sabo!
Awesome. Love that Sabo's here. Oh, cool shot. Hell yeah, he is.
Burgess.
Yep. Yeah, it's because of the Blackbeard's crew. Or Blackbeard, specifically. So holding a grudge against Blackbeard's crew makes sense. Oh. Oh. Don't you want the flare fruit? Yeah, he's confused because Luffy was the one that he thought did it. Cats. Aww. Pets. Oh my god. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's sick. I mean, that already feels like something that Ace wouldn't have done. Because that was inspired by the dragon fighting technique. Hey, maybe Burgess is dealt with. Maybe it's all good. Yep. He's definitely going for the strongest devil fruits. That's cheating. I like how it's like his instinct as the judge was like, that's cheating, but also actually all things considered it was good. Yeah, I think he fucking melted your man. I'm surprised you were able to buy as much time as you have. What's it been, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Oh my god. Jesus. That's a cool shot. Damn. All right, very cool episode, man. There's some real good episodes we're having right now. But I mean, look, if there's one thing that Oda is great at, it's endings. I'm not worried about the ending of One Piece at all, really. I'm generally not worried about a lot of endings. I feel like people have such a weird a relationship with endings, because a lot of the time, like, an author will have to end a series at some point, and the author will give the ending that they were like, that they see is right and that they feel like is a decent place to end, and then the audience will very often be like, that was awful, that ruined the series for me, like, oh, it had a shit ending, this whole show was ruined because it was a terrible ending. And then every time the show is mentioned forever, it's like, oh yeah, but that show ended terribly or whatever, right? And so much of the time when I hear that, I then wait until the ending comes and I watch the ending and I'm like, oh, that was fine. That was a fine ending. Like, that was either it makes sense for the series, or it was like something I didn't expect, but like, okay, I can see now in retrospect why they were setting it up like that. Or like, okay, yeah, that might have been like very sad, but like, it's something interesting to think about. Like, it often gives me something, you know, to think about, and then go like, okay, yeah, I can see why they set it up like that. And even if it's not the ending that I wanted necessarily, I still am often, you know, like, I would say there's very few media that I really like and I dislike the ending. It's not like there's nothing that I dislike the ending of. I think it's very often of very similar quality to the rest of the series, but people often have like an idea of where they want it to go, or like what they think should be happening, and if that is taken away from them, they you know, get really upset. And I think also the emotions of like things ending in general can be a part of that as well, where it's like they feel the emotion that, oh no, this series is over, and also, you know, like, it didn't end exactly how I wanted it to end, so, you know, all of that is clashing. Like, stuff like, people complained a lot about the Attack on Titan ending, for example, and you can watch my reaction to it on my channel, but like, I had no problems with the Attack on Titan ending. I thought it fit the vibes and the themes of the show really well. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good ending, you know? I wasn't like, holy shit, that was out of this world, the greatest ending, it elevated at 3 points or whatever. I just went like, yeah, that's how I expect a series like this to end. That makes a lot of sense. And so like, I feel that way about a lot of different series, right? But with that being said, so like, the reason I said all of that was just to say, like, I'm not worried about the ending anyway, even if Oda wasn't good at ending things necessarily. I wouldn't really be worried, because it's like, for me, I'm in this series for the journey, so like, it just has to end at some point. Even if it had like just kind of a anticlimactic ending, then who cares, you know? Like, I know some people do care, but I don't care too much, because the journey of this series, it's given me over 700 episodes of a series that I really, really love so far. So like, if it ends poorly, he did his job anyway. You know, he still gave me so much entertainment. But like, Oda continuously throughout this series, every single time an arc has come to an end, it has made a lot of sense and been satisfying, and pretty much always been the best part of the arc as well, which is really, really impressive. And he does it continuously for every single bit of this show. Like, he ends it really, really well. So that just makes me think like the ending of all of One Piece is gonna be great as well. Now, something I anticipate is gonna be a problem with people though, is Oda is not going to wrap up everything, right? And by that I mean, like, there are characters, people are gonna be like, I wanted them to go back to this place and like meet up with these characters, or I wanted an epilogue for these characters, or like, it felt rushed, you know. I can see that happening as well, where it's like, it felt rushed, he just like became king of the pirates, and then there's a little epilogue and then it's done or something, you know. Like, I feel like I can see that happening, and people will be like, no, that like it was too quick or whatever, and so it didn't take its time, so it was terrible. But like, a lot of the time the writers are like, this is the story I'm telling, you know, the story of Luffy. I don't need to spend 50 chapters going through every character we've met along the way and giving them their own ending and stuff, because I think also as a writer it might be kind of not as interesting. But who knows with Oda, because he also does like cover stories and all this other stuff that's like, he clearly likes giving little bonus stories to people. So like, they could do a very expansive ending whenever they do get up to it. I don't know. I have no idea, because I mean, it's kind of unprecedented, because this series is so long, and how many series are there that one is this long and two has ended and had like a real ending, you know? Especially, you know, like, how many series are there that's this long and weren't in any way like episodic, and they were instead like serialized? They were like one continuous story going from start to finish, you know? Because there are shows like, you know, Doraemon and shows like that, which are, you know, very long, but they're also like, as far as I know, they're like, in this episode we've got this goofy invention and we're gonna see what happens. This did this. We're, you know, like, having an ending in a series like this is very different than having an ending in something like The Simpsons. You know, they're gonna be very different kinds of endings, and this sort of series is harder to end, I think, than an episodic series where you can just give like a really sweet emotional final episode and just say, and here's what they're gonna do for the rest of their lives, and that's it. You know, you can do that. But for One Piece, there's a lot to wrap up and a lot to resolve. So yeah, I know it's weird that we're talking about the ending of the series right now when this episode isn't like relating to the end of the series at all. But all this to say, I just think this is we're getting towards the end of Dressrosa, and it's a really good ending to the arc of Dressrosa, and so it's making me think about how Oda is good at endings. I love that Sabo's here. I love that he's fighting Burgess. It's really satisfying. And I wonder what it's gonna be like. Are Sabo and Koala just gonna, I mean, I imagine they're just gonna get on the road or on the water and just sail away after Dressrosa, and like, we're not going to see them again for a while, I imagine. But I don't know, like, are we going to have some sort of contact with them? He should probably give us a Vivre card, honestly, because like, we had Aces, and that's the only reason we even had a chance to save Ace. So I feel like, yeah, we probably need a Vivre card for Sabo as well. If you could give us one, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, Luffy needs to, like, he can't use Haki for 10 minutes. Honestly, not that bad a trade-off. Like, I'm sure it also probably, like, shortens his life, and he's probably going to be, even after those 10 minutes, he's still going to be really battle tired. Like, he's still going to be exhausted. He'll just be able to use Haki again. But 10 minutes without Haki, not as bad as I thought it was going to be as a restriction. So it should be okay. I think we'll be all right. So yeah, let's move on to the next episode and the final episode we're doing this video. This is episode 730 of One Piece. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go.
モンキー D ルフィとそのドフラミンゴの計略によってドン・キホーテファミリーの幹部たちは次だがドフラミンゴは王座滅亡のタイムリミットが迫る中
That's the cube complete. Okay, this episode is going to be called... I don't fucking know. I don't know. Luffy dies. Zoro and Sanji are gay. Nami's tits are the One Piece. That's a reference to a video. Just wait, it'll be dealt with eventually. Riku's like, these guys better not fuck it up. I put my faith in them. I told everyone that they'd do it. We still haven't watched Zoro. Oh, that's pretty. Are these Mancherry tears? Is that what this is? Yeah, I think it is. She's helping people out. Okay, back to Zoro. Come on. Come on, Zoro. That looks so cool. I love the haki and the swords. Okay. Now he's fighting string. Go. Okay, not working so far. I love Zoro. Okay. Oh, they're doing the same thing. Hell yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got 3 of you. And the building. So are they using that as a shield to hold it? Because that's a clever idea if that's the case. Yeah, they are. That's great. This is genius. Now we got all of them, all the Tontatas, and each one of them we know is very strong. At the very least, this has got to be slowing it down. I love Robin's laugh so much. It's so cute. Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Is this the time for this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah! I like how he's using the buddy no pistol. It's great. Leftovers. It's a good way to describe them. I just realized, yeah, Bartolomeo's got like people cheering for him now. He was hated, right? Yeah, that healing. Damn. Jesus, man. Doflamingo just ruthlessly murdering people. Okay, back to Sabo vs Burgess. Oh, that's a nice illustration. Whew. Nice, man. He's fucking owning. Oh no. That's the opposite of what we want happening. Speeding up? Jesus. Poor hack. Shit, man. Come on, Zoro. It's just string. You can do it. Oh! That is a good stance. Come on. Man, if Isho Fujitora also fought against the strings, maybe that would help. Oh shit, 3 minutes? Wait, how much time until Luffy recharges? 4 minutes? Shit! Damn. Yeah, you guys are gonna all die. Yeah. That's pretty good though. And now everyone push against the barrier. This is a great plan. Yeah, come on. Harudin on his own should be able to do this. Come on, man. Yes! He's using his head. They're healed up, baby. What if one of those fluffs hits Doflamingo, though? Dandelixirs. Oh, like dandelion elixirs? That's kind of cool. Cool. Cute. Yeah, I'd be careful not doing it anywhere near where Doflamingo is. Oh, is it gonna land on this guy? And he's gonna heal up? Aww. And he's gonna be like, wow, adrenaline's a crazy thing. Oh, cute. Oh. Oh my god. My diabetes is healed. Okay. It's basically adrenaline. Makes sense. That's a decent trade-off. It's great. I mean, it's incredibly fucking useful, so no one's gonna blame me for being weak. Oh shit. He will, well, he will eventually, but not in time. Okay, doctor. Alright, cool. Alright, really cool. I mean, wait, going back to, this is like going back to slow pacing a little bit. I mean, it makes it extra clear when that's happening, when you add like a distinctive time limit to it, where you say like, oh, it's gonna be 10 minutes, and you know, like, the episodes are longer than 10 minutes, so you know that it has to slow down in time. But you know, that's not always, it doesn't necessarily always have to be a bad thing. I mean, Hunter x Hunter, the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter is like famously incredibly slow paced in terms of how much time actually passes in each episode, and yet that shit's hype as fuck. Like, that's amazing, you know? So it doesn't have to be bad. And I mean, I like in this episode, what I really like is seeing how the fighters are coming together to like try to stop the birdcage. I really like seeing, like, my favorite one was seeing the Colosseum fighters and having Bart put up the barrier and then everyone's pushing against the barrier. It's a great idea. Really, really great. And so it's like, it's cool to see all of them like putting effort into it, and like seeing them work together, seeing Mancherry be able to do something and help people and fix people up. And it makes sense. So it seems like, because he said like what she can do is like this big long range healing thing that recovers people, but it only gives them like a short time of being healed. So she can probably do multiple things. She can do regular single target healing, which I imagine actually properly heals the body. I don't know how long it takes to do that. I don't know how much it gets healed or anything like that. But that's what Giola was trying to get her to do on the fucking people, right? Like, I don't think Giola was trying to get her to do this move on the executives, because this move would have only given them a few minutes of thing. She was trying to get her to do the main healing move, which I think lets her properly heal people. But that's like, you can only do that probably on one person at a time. It might take a little bit of extra time. It might take some focus. And I don't know what else it would take. Like, it might take extra tiers, you know what I mean? So there would only be a limited amount you could do. Or you can do a long range big one, which just indiscriminately drops it down, and whoever it lands upon gets temporary healing. It's like getting temp HP in D&D, you know? You get a little bit of HP, a little bit of healing, you can you get more energy, you can do a super burst of whatever you need to do, and then you revert to how you were before. So it's very much like temp HP in D&D, where it's like, if someone gives you heroism or something in D&D, you get, you know, 5 HP or whatever on top of your health. So it's like, if you were down to 1 health, you get, let's just say you get 5 temp HP. You can move forward a little bit, whatever, you can fight. And then after that temp HP wears off, after that time limit is up, you just go back down to 1 again. It doesn't heal you up, it just gives you that extra little buffer on top. It does give... and then she also has the move, apparently, where she can heal objects, and if she does that, she shortens her lifespan. But the question I guess I have is, they say, like, okay, you revert back to, like, your state beforehand after these few minutes are up. But my question is, like, how does that work? Like, is it that you will revert exactly back to how you were at that time? Or is the reason I'm asking this is, like, that guy with a broken leg, right? He had a broken leg. It was in a cast. He got the healing, and then he got up and started running. Really great, right? But he's running technically on a broken leg. So does it completely heal his leg for that duration? And then as soon as that time's up, it will go exactly back to being broken? What if in that few minutes he breaks his leg again? When it goes back, does it go back to double broken, or does it always go back to exactly how it is? Because now I have an extra question. What if you had a sprained ankle, okay, and then it got healed up by the thing, you started sprinting, you broke your leg, then the few minutes runs out. Do you go back to a sprained ankle? Like, does it actually heal back to where you were? Or is it like you have now a broken leg and a sprained ankle? Or is it like, or does it just stay with the broken leg, and since it's already more damaged than the sprained ankle was, you don't get the sprained ankle? Like, what could it be? It could be like a wide variety of things. Because if it is the one where it's like, you will always go back to the state that you were, then you're kind of invincible for those few minutes. So, like, you could literally fight to the death, and someone could kill you, and then your body will revert back to the state that you were at. So, but, like, you know, I don't know if this is a sort of power that has been thought that much about it. I just think it's, I think it's like a fun, like, this is a sort of thing that D&D players will do a lot of the time. With, like, when they read abilities, they'll be like, technically it says that I can do this, and after this amount of time it does this, which means I can actually be invincible if I use this ability, this ability, this ability, and then this item, and activate that, and then this ability, and then I live forever. So, like, I can't die in this situation. Like, D&D players will do that, where they'll try to find loopholes in everything, and then the DM just has to go like, that's not how it was intended, so no, you can't do that. So I think that'd be the same thing in this One Piece, where it's like, if someone tried to, like, figure out the rules or whatever of it, Oda is the god of the world, would just go, no, that doesn't work. I don't need to explain myself. Obviously it doesn't work like that. Obviously you're not going to heal more after it, and you're not going to be invincible for these few minutes or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, basically. I mean, there wasn't much that happened in this episode, but it was a great great few episodes. I really enjoyed doing this video. I can't wait for the next ones. I can't wait to continue with this beautiful show. Let me just also look at the titles of these episodes. I've been forgetting to do that the last few episodes. This one was called Tears of Miracles, Man Sherry's Fight. The ones beforehand were called hang on, what episode is this? This is episode 720 730 that this one was. So previous one was Flame Dragon King protects Luffy's life, and 728 was Luffy an all-out Leo bazooka. Cool. Something that really made me laugh, and I'm sad that this didn't actually make it onto the video because I accidentally ended the video and forgot to check the titles on that video. But like, look at this shit, okay? Remember episode 721, okay? Oh, it's backwards. That's not gonna help you. There. Law dies. Like, come on. Toei, that is awful. Like, they already did that with Ace, right? It was like the death of Fire Fist Ace or whatever, and that one was true. Law didn't die here. Oh, so like, I know it's like, it's technically not a spoiler because Law actually didn't die, but you can't do that. You can't name an episode Law dies. If Law doesn't die, then it's just like unnecessarily putting an extra like annoyance in the episode. And if Law does die, it's a major spoiler, and it ruins the moment in that, you know? So I think it's just terrible all around. Like, when people say, yeah, avoid titles, like, that's why you got to avoid the titles in this show. I wish I didn't have to. I love titles of shows. And also, I mean, shout out to the people who because I like, sometimes when I've been talking about the titles in the show, people have said like, well, Oda can do some like really good titles. It's mostly Toei that are responsible for like the bad titles, and have given me examples of like Oda's titles, and Oda's titles seem fine, you know? Like, I've looked at them. Some of them, I've seen a few of Oda's titles that look quite good, and then some of them I'm like, yeah, that's just like a passable title. It's fine, you know? But I love a good title. I really love seeing titles of episodes, and I love title drops. And so I think for me, when I think about it, it's like MHA has some cool title drops to me, where it's like sometimes when the title comes up on screen, it's like, oh wow, that has a lot of meaning. That's really cool, you know? And so I really like MHA title drops. I love the titling, the way that Vince Gilligan's shows, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, I love the way that they title their episodes, because I mean they change it up. They don't have like one style, but they try to do creative stuff with their titles. Sometimes it's that the first letter of every title of a season spells out some words or something. Sometimes it's like, oh, we'll do like one word titles or whatever. I think there was one that it was like one word titles ending in O or something along those lines. Sometimes it's like in the final season of Better Call Saul, they had a sequence where they're like, their titles were called blank and blank. So it's like the most famous episode with that was the title Plan and Execution and stuff. And there was some clever stuff within those titles as well. And I really love the way that some people use titles. I mean, famously also, like, there's Friends, which every title is like the one where blank, you know? So it's like the one where Ross did whatever with Rachel. Like, it would have that as a title. I think all of that's so cool. And so it just like disappoints me that like I love One Piece so much and the titles are so not great in the anime. Like, they just like really screw up the titles, because they're like stuff like Law dies. I mean, like, I'm not saying that all the titles are bad. There's some cool stuff going on in some of the titles, you know. Like 716 says the Stardust of Death, Diamante Storm of Vicious Attacks. Like, that's fine. That's a fine title. 710, the Battle of Love. Yeah, that's fine, you know. Like, you know, a lot of these titles that I'm seeing, like, well, not a lot of them, but some of the titles that I'm seeing are cool. 704, the time is ticking down. Sure, why not? You know, 705, the moment of resolution. Like, there's good stuff in there. There's definitely good stuff, but then they'll just like come out with like a Lord dies, and it's like, well, now you've really put me off. Like, now I'm not allowed to look at any of your titles because you do stuff like that. I dropped a pen. Anyway, that's One Piece. Those were some great videos though. I really liked it. Because, I mean, look, I can shit talk Toei about the titles, but also Toei are doing a lot right now. Like, I loved their whole handling of fourth gear. I'm liking some of the illustrations in these episodes lately. I mean, the voice acting's always been great, you know. There's been some nice sequences of animation. It's solid. I'm having fun. So, yeah, can't wait to get into the next one. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.